Good morning, America. For our viewers in the West, Vice President Harris and former President Trump hours away from their first and likely only debate.
Bracing for Francine, the hurricane warning for Louisiana. Gender is tracking where and when it could make landfall. And the raging wildfire threatening more than 35,000 structures in Southern California. More evacuation this morning.
Police body camera footage released of Dolphin star Tyreek Hill.
Get out! Get out! Get out! Get out! Get out! Get out! Damn.
Handcuffed face down on the pavement, what Hill said overnight. New twist in the Idaho student's murder case. Why the judge ordered a change of venue for the murder trial. The reaction this morning.
Aaron Rodgers' return, but the 49ers dominate Monday night. Plus, Jason Kelce's broadcast debut does not disappoint.
Jason Kelce is wearing a shirt he got at the mall because he left his travel bag in the truck.
And the emotional moment before kickoff. 49ers rookie Ricky Pearsall reuniting with first responders.
Princess Kate in her own words.
I cannot tell you what a relief it is to have finally completed my chemotherapy treatment.
The emotional, intimate family video.
Is this filming? Hello? Hello?
Revealing more about her cancer journey.
And celebrating the unforgettable voice of a generation.
It reminds us of all that once was good, and it could be again.
The legendary James Earl Jones, commanding the stage and screen.
You know it to be true.
This morning, the triumphant story behind his magical presence.
Just remember that those kings will always be there to guide you. And so will I.
Live in Times Square, this is Good Morning America.
Good morning, America. We have a very Tuesday morning here in Times Square, including Matthew McConaughey here live talking about his mission, how he's helping kids in school districts nationwide stay safe.
That is in our last half hour.
We're going to bring in our Washington Bureau Chief and Political Director, Rick Klein, to break down the latest poll numbers. Good morning, Rick.
Yeah, good morning, Michael. A range of recent polls have showed this race extremely close, maybe even getting tighter than it was before. Anything from an even race, an ultimate tie, to Trump up a few points or Harris up a few points. The 538 polling average now has Kamala Harris up by less than 3 percentage points nationally. Of course, what really matters, the battleground states, and there, again, a very close race. You see Harris right now leading in the polling averages in 5 out of the 7 battlegrounds, but in some of them, it is so close. That includes Pennsylvania, just a single percentage point separating the candidates. And just to play around with some electoral math here, you see how important Pennsylvania could be. If the 2 strongest states for Harris go in her direction and she takes Wisconsin, she takes Michigan, she wins the 1 electoral vote in Nebraska, she is on the precipice of the presidency, but she's not quite there. If Trump were to win those other states, he would be the next president of the United States. If, on the other hand, Pennsylvania falls to Harris, that is 270 electoral votes. That is the presidency. The whole ball game could come down to Pennsylvania, a state that Trump, of course, won in 2016 and would love to win again, Michael.
And Rick, polling also suggests that Harris has some work to do in terms of defining herself tonight.
Yeah, this is really striking. It's got a lot of people talking about the stakes of this debate. The New York Times poll out this week asked people what they thought of the candidates and what else they need to know. And 28% of voters, almost a third overall, said they need to learn more about Kamala Harris and her positions before they make a decision whether to vote for her, even though she's been vice president for 4 years. On the other side, 90%, 9 in 10 Americans say they know enough already about Donald Trump. It just adds to the pressure on both candidates to define themselves and to begin to define their opponents for these last 8 weeks. Michael?
All right, a lot on the line for both campaigns, Rick. Thank you so much for that. George?
Okay, Michael, let's bring in our chief Washington correspondent, John Carl. And John, let me pick up where Michael and Rick just left off. If anything, right now, Kamala Harris probably goes into the debate something of an underdog, and she probably has more at stake.
I think she does have more at stake. Look, she is very famous. Everybody knows who Kamala Harris is. She's been vice president, but people don't know that much about her. And Rick made a very important point about the number of people that say they need to know more about where she stands. But an even more important point point is that those are the persuadable voters. So the voters that will determine this election are saying they need to know more about Kamala Harris. Look, they are trying to define her, the Republicans, as a radical left, liberal, progressive, and they are largely winning that battle. If you look at our poll last week, 47% of voters say she's too liberal. She's portraying herself now as a moderate. She has a chance tonight to explain where she is and why her views on some key issues have changed.
This election is unique in so many ways. It's the only, and this debate is unique in so many ways. Only presidential debate in history where one of the candidates actually tried to overturn an election.
Yeah, I mean, look, you have to take a step back. This is not a debate over what the capital gains rate should be, about what the foreign policy should be. This is a debate that has somebody on the stage who stands accused and has actually been indicted for trying to overturn the last election, and in fact has suggested that if he were to lose this time around, he would once again raise questions and try to challenge the results of the election. And look, they're going to be in the Constitution Center. They're going to be right across the way from where the Constitution was actually ratified. Donald Trump is somebody who has been indicted for trying to undermine that Constitution, and in fact has also suggested in the past that he would suspend the Constitution.
John Carl, thanks very much. You can see the First President Debate live tonight right here on ABC. Our coverage begins at 8 Eastern. The debate starts at 9. Robin?
All right, George, going to turn now to the Gulf Coast, bracing for a hurricane. The storm is expected to strengthen before it makes landfall tomorrow. Ginger is here with the track and timing of Francine. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, Robin. South Padre Island already in a flash flood warning on the outer bands of Francine, which will strengthen to a hurricane likely later today. We're going to be watching the tropical storm watches all the way to Galveston, but it's Louisiana's coast, Cameron to Morgan City, where we have a hurricane warning because tomorrow afternoon we expect landfall of a potentially Cat 2. The category doesn't matter as much as the storm surge. We're talking 5 to 10 feet of storm surge along that Louisiana coast. Not good because at the mouth of the Mississippi, back to the west, really low-lying areas. The rainfall could be 6 to 12 inches. That is a lot of rain really quickly as well. And that is going to slow down, Michael. Most importantly, we don't want to sleep on this. At northern Mississippi, Tennessee, and Arkansas could get some rain going through the end of the week as well. Flash flooding there.
Yeah, definitely don't sleep on that, Ginger. Thank you so much. We're going to turn now to the raging wildfire in Southern California. Thousands have been forced from their homes, with others warned they may need to evacuate. Mola Lange is in San Bernardino County with the latest for us. Good morning, Mola.
Well, good morning, Michael. This is one of the hottest fire seasons in years. Multiple fires threatening tens of thousands of structures. You see how the heat from the line fire here has melted this fence line in this San Bernardino County neighborhood. Homes nearby. Thousands of people have already evacuated. Thousands more are on high alert.
This morning, over 36,000 structures in San Bernardino County, California, now threatened by wildfires, prompting the governor to declare a state of emergency. Residents in 9 areas under immediate evacuation orders, with several nearby areas warned they might be next. The National Guard coming in to assist in the response.
It's almost like the world's ending. It looks like that. It smells like that.
The line fire, about an hour east of LA, burning more than 40 square miles in just 5 days. It's only 5% contained, with over 1,700 people deployed to fight it.
This fire continuing to burn here in San Bernardino County. More than 12,000 people have already been ordered to flee. Thousands more have been told to be ready as this fire continues to burn out of control.
Overnight, the airport fire in Orange County growing rapidly in size after sparks from heavy equipment set the area ablaze. The flames, seen here encroaching on radio and cell towers atop Mount Santiago, prompting the evacuation of more than 1,400 homes. Poor air quality and limited road access has forced the closure of schools in at least 2 districts. The fire coming as the area deals with record-setting heat. Downtown LA hitting 105 degrees on Monday.
Well, excessive heat warnings are in effect in the region, making conditions on the ground here for firefighters extremely challenging. Poor air quality also an issue. We're expecting another scorcher today before some relief in terms of temperatures later this week, Robin.
And hopefully that relief will help. Mola, thank you. We are going to turn now to Monday Night Football. Aaron Rodgers, yes, made his long-awaited return to the field with the Jets, but the San Francisco 49ers prevailed. Will Reeve is there in Santa Clara, California, and Rodgers said no excuses, got to play better, and he's confident the team's going to bounce back, Will?
Yeah, Robin, that was a tough one for Aaron Rodgers and the Jets. His return after that season away with injuries so hyped, but after week one, the Jets are kind of still on the tarmac while the 49ers are off and soaring.
There's Aaron Rodgers.
This morning, a bumpy flight for Aaron Rodgers in his return to the New York Jets.
And the pass is broken up and now picked off.
Rodgers throwing an early interception, working back into game shape after an Achilles injury ruined his Jets debut last season. The future Hall of Famer finishing with only 167 passing yards, 36 of them coming on this touchdown throw.
Rodgers is the master at it, and a touchdown by Lazard.
With the game out of hand, Rodgers pulled to preserve his 40-year-old body. The defending NFC champion 49ers winning handily, 32-19.
Brock Purdy's got another win.
And an emotional moment before kickoff. San Francisco rookie Ricky Pearsall with a special birthday celebration, reuniting with the first responders who rushed to his aid after he was shot in the chest in an attempted robbery last week. And pregame Jason Kelce making his long-awaited broadcast debut as an analyst on Monday Night Countdown, forced to go with a more casual look after forgetting his suit at home.
Jason Kelce is wearing a shirt he got at the mall because he left his travel bag in the truck.
Fits my belly now. I've lost a little bit of weight.
His brother Travis poking fun online, posting, surprised he bought a new one and didn't just go shirtless.
And a special shout out to Jordan Mason, the running back who came in for an injured Christian McCaffrey. Had a great game. He hugs his mom before every game. After the game, he said family over everything. Great to see. Great to see Monday Night Football next week. Falcons, Eagles, 8 p.m. Eastern, guys.
Okay, well, thanks very much. Coming up, major development in the Idaho College murder case.
Also ahead, police body camera footage release of Dolphin star Tyreek Hill and what Hill said overnight.
And we're celebrating the life and legacy of the voice and talent that commanded both stage and screen. Yes, talking about James Earl Jones.
We'll be right back.
About this wedding. The guests are waiting, Your Majesty.
Let them wait! I'm talking to my son.
Oh, back here on GMA, acting royalty right there. James Earl Jones, powerful presence in coming to America. His generations of fans loved him in The Lion King, Star Wars, Field of Dreams. The list goes on and on and on and on and on. Hollywood and Broadway remembering him. The James Earl Jones Theater paying tribute to the multi-Tony winner. We're going to have so much more on his incredible life and remarkable career, and that is coming up.
His voice always stops you in your tracks,
it did.
No matter where it's coming from. We will remember him. We're following a lot of headlines right now as well, including tonight's presidential debate. Two candidates have never met before. They're going to meet at the National Constitution Center tonight in Philadelphia as the race for president accelerates. This debate comes as polls show the candidates in a virtual dead heat. Also right now, one of the biggest Ukrainian drone attacks on Russia since the start of the war. At least 20 drones were shot down in the Moscow region alone. An apartment building was hit and a fire broke out at an airport.
Also, Big Lots has filed for bankruptcy, citing economic factors including high inflation and interest rates. The discount retailer is in the process of closing about 300 of its 1,400 stores in the U.S. No additional closings have been announced, and the remaining stores will be open for shopping. And earlier this morning, SpaceX's Falcon 9 rocket and Crew Dragon capsule blasting off into space. The historic mission will spend 5 days in space, and it is the farthest any space flight has gone since the Apollo program more than 50 years ago. Pretty amazing there. And going to turn now to the latest on the Tyreek Hill incident. Police have released body camera footage of the Dolphin star being handcuffed hours before the team's season opener. And he spoke out about it overnight. Victor Oquendo's in Miami for us with the story. Good morning, Victor.
Good morning, Michael. In an effort to be transparent, Miami-Dade PD released that video one day after the incident, and at times it is hard to watch. Tyreek Hill being pulled from his car, pinned to the ground, then pleading for help.
This morning, the troubling, newly released police body camera video.
Hey, don't knock on my window like that. Why don't you have your seatbelt on?
That's Miami Dolphin Tyreek Hill in the black sports car, stopped by Miami-Dade PD just outside the stadium hours before Sunday's game. Watch what happens next.
Keep your window down. Don't tell me what. Keep your window down. I'm gonna get you out of the car. Get out. Get out. Get out. Get out. Get out. Get out. Get out! Damn. When we tell you to do something, you do it. You understand? You understand? Not what you want, but what we tell you. You're a little confused. I'm getting out, bro. Too late. Too late. All right, bro, take me to jail, bro. Do what you gotta do. We are. We will.
Officers then taking Hill to the curb and appearing to force him to the ground.
Hold on, bro. I just had surgery on my knee. I just had surgery on my knee, bro. I just had surgery on my knee, bro. I just had surgery in your ears when we told you to put your window down. Bro, chill, bro.
At least one of the officers seemingly unaware of who Hill is.
You know who that is? No? It's one of the Dolphins' star players. Oh, yeah? Yeah.
Dolphins teammates Jonnu Smith and Calais Campbell arriving at the scene trying to help Hill. Campbell later handcuffed by police too.
Put your hands behind your back. You didn't listen.
I told you.
Leave.
Listen to me. I'm about to leave.
I told you to move your car. You didn't want to listen.
I'm about to leave. I'm about to move my car.
No, we told you multiple times.
Fans in Dolphins jerseys headed to the game pass by as it all unfolds. Towards the end of the incident, officers try to explain why they initially pulled over Hill.
You're driving reckless. That's behind the turnpike, and that's the reason they called out your vehicle, saying you were driving reckless.
But they don't still give you no reason to pull me, snatch me out my car, do it?
Hill appearing on NBC overnight.
If I wasn't Tyreek Hill, Laura knows I probably would have been. You would have been locked up. I don't like dividing people, man. I like bringing people together. Right? That's the way my parents always raised me.
The Miami Dolphins saying in a statement, while we commend MDPD for taking the right and necessary action to quickly release this footage, we also urge them to take equally swift and strong action against the officers who engaged in such despicable behavior. The police department opening an internal investigation and placing one of the officers on leave.
Miami-Dade's police union said that Hill was not immediately cooperative, and pursuant to policy and for the officer's safety, they placed Hill in handcuffs. Tyreek Hill's attorney said that at no point did he pose a threat, and they believe this escalated because of overzealous officers. Guys?
Victor Kendo, thanks. Princess Kate's deeply personal video message talking about her cancer journey. She revealed that she's done with chemotherapy. Maggie Rulli is at Kensington Palace with the details. Good morning, Maggie.
Hey, George, good morning. Yeah, this was a video unlike anything we've ever really seen before from the royal family. In it, Princess Kate shares these incredibly personal moments with her husband, Prince William, and their 3 little children. Guys, she also gets vulnerable. She tells people she's doing okay, but that the journey is long.
I cannot tell you what a relief it is to have finally completed my chemotherapy treatment.
An emotional Princess Kate opening up about her cancer journey.
The last 9 months have been incredibly tough for us as a family. Life as you know it can change in an instant, and we've had to find a way to navigate the stormy waters and road unknown. The cancer journey is complex, scary, and unpredictable for everyone, especially those closest to you.
The intimate family video accompanied by music, a break from the norm for the royals.
This time has above all reminded William and me to reflect and be grateful for the simple yet important things in life, which so many of us often take for granted, of simply loving and being loved.
Giving a glimpse of the royal couple's children.
Is this filming? Hello? Hello?
Even featuring Kate's parents, Carol and Michael.
We've honestly never seen anything quite like this film before. It's actually really astonishing in its level of intimacy, particularly when it comes to how we're seeing William and Kate's romantic relationship, but also their interactions with their children, the fact that her parents are in it, it's in their private home. This is really a whole new level of opening the doors to their personal lives.
The princess saying her priority now is doing what she can to stay cancer-free.
Despite all that's gone before, I enter this new phase of recovery with a renewed sense of hope and appreciation of life.
It's been just over 6 months since the royal announced her cancer diagnosis.
We hope that you'll understand that as a family, we now need some time, space, and privacy while I complete my treatment.
And in that time, she has remained largely away from the public eye. But in June, she was seen on the balcony of Buckingham Palace for the official birthday of King Charles. And in July, she received a standing ovation when she attended Wimbledon. She will now start a gradual return to her royal duties, doing a few select engagements this year.
What they're saying is that we shouldn't expect to see a full program from her. They're saying that she may appear, but nothing has been fixed in her diary yet. They have now indicated some events that she would like to attend.
Her family and her health, her main focus. Grateful for all the support they have been shown, the princess has a message.
To all those who are continuing their own cancer journey, I remain with you, side by side, hand in hand. Out of darkness can come light. So let that light shine bright.
And it's important to note that while Princess Kate has let the public in a little bit with this video, she is still asking for privacy, and she hasn't revealed anything more about her cancer diagnosis. In fact, guys, we still don't know exactly what type of cancer Kate or the king have been diagnosed with. Guys.
And that is absolutely their right, as you know. Thank you so much, and it's great to see her doing as well as she is. Now, remembering the one and only James Earl Jones. He entertained us for decades with that all those powerful roles on the stage and screen, and of course that unforgettable booming voice. So many actors paying tribute, as well as the Broadway theater named for him and the Empire State Building as well. Chris Conley is here with a look at his life and incredible legacy. Chris.
And good morning to you, Robin. A titan of American acting, James Earl Jones earned recognition and honor for performances that movie lovers of all ages will cherish for the rest of their lives. And yet, he was so much more even than that.
I am your father.
A heart-stopping moment for generations of moviegoers, and he made it unforgettable.
That's impossible! Search your feelings, you know it to be true.
James Earl Jones could hold millions in thrall with just the sound of his commanding voice. As the voice of Darth Vader in the Star Wars trilogy.
I am altering the deal. Pray I don't alter it any further.
And as Mufasa in the 1994 Disney animated classic, The Lion King.
Look, Simba, everything the light touches is our kingdom.
In the flesh on screen, he could be just as compelling and charismatic.
People will come, Ray.
Paying tribute to the glories of the American pastime in Field of Dreams.
But baseball has marked the time. This field, this game, is a part of our past, Ray. It reminds us of all that once was good, and it could be again.
For decades as an actor, he'd used that mighty voice and stature in comedies as well as dramas, taking on a variety of roles in film and TV. As the imposing Thulsa Doom, battling with Arnold Schwarzenegger in Conan the Barbarian.
Burn you the way to paradise!
As Eddie Murphy's father in Coming to America.
Let them wait! I'm talking to my son.
In The Sandlot.
Baseball was life. And I was good at it. Real good.
And as a U.S. official trying to broker deals with Robert Redford's Renegades in Sneakers. His vocal authority was one of his life's greatest triumphs. Born in Mississippi during Jim Crow, he remained mute for nearly a decade, then overcoming his stutter and finding his voice, as he told David Muir.
There was a teacher who looked at one of your poems and said, "This is so good, I want you to prove that you wrote this."
Yeah.
Do you remember standing up and reading that?
Oh, yeah. And getting through it without stuttering.
Later, in an era when black actors were often denied the opportunity to play classic roles on stage, James Earl Jones starred in Shakespeare, Othello certainly, but also Hamlet and King Lear. He'd go on to win his first Tony Award in 1968 for his monumental portrayal on Broadway of heavyweight champ Jack Jefferson, a thinly veiled rendering of the real-life Jack Johnson in The Great White Hope, going on to earn an Oscar nomination for the 1970 film version.
Are you the Black Hope?
Well, I'm black and I'm hoping.
It transformed his career, and his many successes opened doors for others after him. "We stand on your shoulders," said Oscar nominee Coleman Domingo on social media. "Rest now. You gave us your best." And co-stars paying tribute. Field of Dreams co-star Kevin Costner writing, "Only he could bring that kind of magic to a movie about baseball and a cornfield in Iowa. I'm grateful to have been a witness to him making that magic happen." Mark Hamill as Luke Skywalker paired with Jones Vader forever, writing simply, "R.I.P. Dad." And the Walt Disney Company honoring their Mufasa and Darth Vader. CEO Bob Iger writing, the stories he brought to life with a uniquely commanding presence and a true richness of spirit have left an indelible mark on generations of audiences.
Look at the stars. The great kings of the past look down on us from those stars.
Really?
Yes. So whenever you feel alone, just remember that those kings will always be there to guide you. And so will I.
James Earl Jones died Monday at the age of 93.
Simply remarkable. And you know, in an era when special effects and visual wizardry bring us such cinematic wonders to behold, it is worth remembering James Earl Jones could do so much with only words and his voice. Guys,
and you were telling us you remember as a 12-year-old seeing him?
Sitting at the back of the theater at the Alvin Theater, maybe 10 blocks away watching The Great White Hope. I can still hear the sound of his voice today from the stage
row.
there.
Yeah,
That's
the
right.
back row. Thank you so much for bringing that to us, Chris. We really appreciate it. Coming up next here on GMA, what Selena Gomez revealed about becoming a mother in the future. Come on back. Good morning, America. It's 8 a.m.
Journey to motherhood. Selena Gomez shares for the first time that she's unable to carry her own children. How she's coming to terms with what having kids may look like for her. Let's talk safer schools.
Here we go.
Matthew McConaughey is here live talking about his mission, helping kids in school districts nationwide stay safe. The Oscar winner here with parents and educators for an important conversation and what you can do to help your community.
Morning, everybody.
A special half hour on GMA.
Plus, Lauren Sanchez is flying into Times Square, talking about her new book and life with Jeff Bezos. And collegiate gymnast and social media superstar Livvy Dunne is here, talking about the new docuseries about the big payday for many college athletes.
July 1st, 2021, the NIL rule changed. That's the day my life changed.
She tells us how things have flipped ever since, and she's saying,
Good morning, America.
Live in Times Square, this is GMA.
And we say good morning, America to you, Matthew McConaughey. All right, all right, all right. He's trying to help schools across the country with his Greenlights Grant Initiative. He is on it. He's here for a very special event with educators and parents talking about how we can make all of our schools safe places to learn, and that is coming up in our next half hour.
Yeah, we're looking forward to that. And also ahead, Apple just announced the iPhone 16 and more new updates. Becky Worley gives us the lowdown on the new devices and how Apple is adding AI. Going to turn now to the new development in the Idaho college murders case. The judge has granted the defense request to move the trial to a new location. Kana Whitworth joined us with more. Good morning, Kana.
Yeah, Michael, good morning to you. So this is a big win for Bryan Kohberger's legal team, who used experts to testify about the personal connections that people in Moscow had to this case. Feelings of fear, stress, and anxiety that they say people in other counties didn't have. This morning, the judge in Moscow, Idaho, granting a legal victory for Bryan Kohberger, agreeing to move his trial out of Latah County, where the murders took place. The judge saying the defense proved a reasonable likelihood that prejudicial news coverage will compromise a fair trial in Latah County.
There hasn't been positive stories about Bryan Kohberger. It's negative stories. It's all negative.
ABC has reached out to Kohberger's family multiple times for an interview, but they have declined.
All rise.
Kohberger's defense team, who says he's innocent, called multiple expert witnesses to testify that the jury pool in the tight-knit community had bias and prejudgment opinions of guilt. Prosecutors say they can link Kohberger to the murders of Kaylee Gonzalez, Madison Mogan, Xana Kernodle, and Ethan Chapin through DNA evidence found at the scene, as well as security footage and cell phone data, and argued they could still secure an impartial jury in Moscow.
There's no place that you can go in America and find people that haven't read about this case. I think this was the right call by the judge.
Kaylee's family speaking to ABC News overnight.
We always tried to do what we thought was the best, keeping it where it happened. But if that can't happen, let's hit the ground running and just get it going.
Now, this trial is slated to start in June, but there's two big questions that remain here. Who is the judge that will preside over this case and exactly where it will be held? And the where, Robin, is left up to the Idaho Supreme Court.
All right there, Kana. Thank you. I know you've been on this from the very beginning for us. Now to Apple, unveiling several new products, including the iPhone 16. But it wasn't just the hardware making headlines. Consumer correspondent Maggie Rulli, she's all over this for you. Good morning, Becky.
Robin, good morning. You're right. Not just about the hardware. Apple making a big show about the iPhone's new artificial intelligence, which they call Apple Intelligence. It'll offer features like writing suggestions, photo editing tools, and AI-generated emojis. Their example was tell it to create a cowboy frog emoji. Okay, that's going to be fun. Apple is not the first company to do this. Google adding AI to their new Pixel phone last month, though, Robin.
All right, so tell us about the hardware improvements and those other features on the new phone and watch, Becky.
Those always do feel like goodies, right? So let's start with the iPhone 16 that you mentioned. An improved camera, a better ultra-wide lens, a 5x telephoto in the Pro models, video recording that now has improved audio. So it'll let you isolate a speaker's voice and minimize background noise like wind. There's now a physical camera control button on the side of the phone that gives you one-touch abilities to take photos or videos. Moving over to the AirPods Pro can now give you a clinically validated hearing test. That is really useful. And finally, the Apple Watch Series 10. It has a larger, brighter display, 10% thinner. Also, Apple says it will now be able to diagnose sleep apnea. So AI, camera improvements, and health features. That's the roundup on Apple.
Okay, did I hear you right about it can give you a hearing test, the AirPods?
A hearing test. Yeah, and then not only can you do that hearing test once, but you can check again in the future and see if your hearing has changed.
All right. Heard that loud and clear. All right, Becky, thank you.
Okay, Robin, coming up on our GMA morning menu, what Selena Gomez revealed about her plans for starting a family.
Also ahead, philanthropist Lauren Sanchez is here with her new children's book, encouraging them to follow their dreams of going to space.
Plus, social media star and gymnast Livvy Dunne is here. And we're talking safer schools with Oscar winner Matthew McConaughey and a panel of experts, how his initiative having an impact around the country. That is coming up right here on GMA. Welcome back to GMA. And that is the cover of the new People magazine with an article on the new documentary Superman. It's about Christopher Reeve's journey from Hollywood star to disability rights advocate. On Monday, we're going to have an exclusive first look at Diane Sawyer's interview with Reeve's children, including our own Will Reeve. We're looking forward to that. The new issue of People is available on newsstands nationwide Friday, and you can see more at people.com. And I'm looking forward to the premiere, which is going to be here in New York next week.
Yeah, it's coming up. We are really looking forward to that. We're going to turn now to our GMA cover story. Selena Gomez speaks out for the first time about being unable to carry her own children. That's in a new interview in Vanity Fair. Ariel Reshef here with the story. Good morning, Ariel.
Good morning to you, George. Selena Gomez has been open about her health challenges. Now she's revealing how her path to motherhood won't be what she expected, but after finding love, she's excited for that chapter, and it's no matter what it looks like.
This morning, Selena Gomez opening up about her future path to starting a family. The singer and star of the hit show Only Murders in the Building getting candid in the October cover story for Vanity Fair, telling the magazine, "I haven't ever said this, but I unfortunately can't carry my own children. I have a lot of medical issues that would put my life and the baby's in jeopardy. That was something I had to grieve for a while." The 32-year-old has given fans a window into her health struggles, including living with autoimmune disease, lupus, something she discussed in her Apple TV Plus documentary, My Mind and Me.
Selena Gomez was diagnosed with lupus, depression, and anxiety.
Everything that I had gone through, it's going to be there.
Doctors say carrying a baby with lupus is possible, but can come with significant risk of complications.
If you have lupus, you have an increased risk for certain pregnancy complications like preeclampsia. Preeclampsia can be very severe in some cases and life-threatening for both the pregnant person and the baby.
Now, Gomez says she's coming to terms with what her journey to motherhood may look like. "I find it a blessing that there are wonderful people willing to do surrogacy or adoption, which are both huge possibilities for me." Gomez looking forward to the road ahead with optimism, saying, "At the end of the day, I don't care. It'll be mine. It'll be my baby."
And in the article, Gomez also talks about her Emmy nomination, her short-lived hiatus from social media, and she gushes about her boyfriend, music producer Benny Blanco, and she says family is what is most important to her at this stage. Michael.
All right, thank you so much for that, Ariel. Family is important. You know, I'm here now with Emmy award-winning journalist and philanthropist Lauren Sanchez, and this morning we are celebrating the release of her debut children's book, The Fly Who Flew to Space, which followed the fly's dream of becoming an astronaut. Lauren Sanchez, good morning. Give her a GMA welcome, everybody. Yes. Good morning.
Thank you. I'm so excited to be here. I'm not used to being on
that
this
side.
I'm
yeah.
used to asking the question, so I have to say I'm a little nervous, but
now
I'll get through it.
Now you got to answer questions about you and about this book, and let's talk about your main character in the book, Flynn.
Yes.
And Flynn struggles in school. And has to overcome that, and these are some experiences you know from growing up because you struggled with dyslexia. So how did you get through that, and did that inspire this book?
This book is, I say all about that. It's for the 8-year-old self, me, who really felt dumb. And I did. I sat in the back of the class. I was just quiet, so they kind of pushed me along in public school, and I kept going. And then I really, really wanted to be a journalist. That's all I wanted to be. And I was like, I can't write. It was horrible. And then I went to community college, and I had this teacher, and she goes, I want you to write for the school paper. I was like, I can't really write. And she goes, well, just write without thinking about, every time I get really emotional, without thinking about spelling or punctuation. And I wrote, I don't remember what the story was about, and she literally looked at me after I turned it in, and she's like, you're not dumb, you just can't spell. And she got me tested for dyslexia. This was a community college teacher who took an interest in me. And I went from a 2.0 student, barely making it, to a 3.8. I got into USC, and I became a journalist.
And you won an Emmy. Emmy award-winning journalist.
So this book is for all those little kids out there that feel out of place. They don't think they're smart enough. But I'm here to tell you, it's going to be okay. You just have to be curious and wander. And for the parents out there, that when you have a parent, when you're a parent and you have a kid that struggles with dyslexia. All you think about is, my kid going to be okay? Is my kid going to make it? And they are. They are.
You're proof of that.
And that's what this book is about. And Flynn's really, she's not so good in school, and she wanders off into a space, company, and she gets stuck in a rocket, something you're very familiar with.
I'm very familiar with.
And she gets to see space and the world, and all she wants to be is an astronaut. But when she sees Earth, she's like, wait a second. I want to help save that planet.
And the amazing thing is that you're a pilot. You fly helicopters like someone drives a car. I mean, you've incorporated your love of flying into the book, but you're celebrating by donating to 2 organizations that you are very passionate about. Can you tell us about that?
I'm super excited about the 2 organizations that I get to support with this book. One is Code for Classy. Carly Kloss. It's her. It really encourages women to get into STEM. So that's one of the organizations. And then International Dyslexia Association, which helps diagnose children at a younger age, so they don't have to go through what I went through, just kind of thinking you weren't smart enough. And they can really help kids that are struggling with dyslexia, help diagnose them and get them through it. I have a son, he's 18, said I could talk about it, who struggles with dyslexia, and he got diagnosed in 2nd grade. Huge difference. And he's thriving right now.
Well, that is great to hear. And you and your fiance, Jeff Bezos.
Who?
Yeah, who? you run the Bezos Earth Fund, and you kicked off with a $10 billion commitment to combat climate change. And you said it could be done by innovation. We can help. How is that?
Well, there's so many. Climate is one of the biggest crises we're facing right now, and Jeff always says this: we're going to have to invent our way out of this crisis so that we can all live in a world of abundance. And, it's a $10 billion commitment, and it's really, supporting these incredible team to innovate. And, we have a $400 million greening of America's cities. This is something completely different, something that I love. And we're greening inner cities. So we're putting parks where kids normally don't have a park, where it's a concrete jungle. And so that everyone can be close to nature. And so they can look out and go, you know what? I want to help save this planet because look how beautiful it is.
I'll tell you what, thank you for this book. I mean, I think this book can help a lot of kids out
I'm very excited for it.
Who aren't seen, who will feel seen because of it.
Yes, and stay curious. Want everyone to just stay curious.
Thank you. Lauren,
Thanks so
always
much.
great to see you.
Thank
Appreciate you. And The Fly, Who Flew to Space, is available now. And that wasn't too bad being on the other side of the camera, by the way.
Now to a new docuseries showing the impact of the NCAA's name, image, and likeness policy change, which allows student athletes to finally make money off their own popularity. The Money Game, LSU, follows athletes at Louisiana State University, including gymnast and influencer Livvy Dunne. Take a look.
There are normal students that could make money or accept free product from brands, but the fact that me being a student athlete, I couldn't work with some of my favorite brands that were reaching out to me, that sucked. July 1st, 2021, the NIL rule changed. That's the day my life changed.
And Livvy joins us now. I love how when you introduced yourself so politely, you said, I'm Livvy. I'm like, hey, you're Livvy. You're Livvy. It's great to see you. Great to meet you.
Thank you for having me.
Wow, the docuseries really opens the door to let people have a better understanding of the NIL change. Why did you want to share this part of your life and career with everyone?
Yeah, I feel like naturally on social media, it can highlight your most glamorous parts of your life. And I feel like this docuseries really captured authentic, raw footage of what it's like balancing NIL as a student, an athlete, and now working with these brands, and it came out amazing.
We saw you say that NIL changed your life. Explain how.
Oh man, the opportunities that have come with this rule change has changed my life, and it's been such a blessing. And the fact that I get to work with the brands that I didn't have the opportunity to work with once upon a time has been a dream come true.
And there are other people on the other side of it who say, well, if the athletes are getting paid, it takes away their hunger for the sport. Do you think that ever happened with you?
I definitely don't think so. And I feel as though for women's sports, it's super important to capitalize on your NIL while you're still in college, because there's not a lot of professional sports after.
True.
So I feel as though that's very important.
Especially for gymnasts. You know, there's no really opportunities after college to be able to monetize the sport that you love so much. Well, let me ask you about this. You're coming back for a fifth year, correct? Did this NIL change impact your decision to come back for a fifth year?
I honestly don't think it did. We actually, as a team, won the national championship for the first time in school history last year, and it was one of the most rewarding feelings of my life, and I felt as though winning was addicting, and I just wanted to do it again.
Yeah, winning is addicting. It is. I mean, that's a great way to put it. But the documentary also is on the other side of it as well, where it introduces us to athletes who don't make the kind of money, don't have the type of success that you have. So what are your conversations like with them?
Yeah, so I actually started a fund for the female student athletes at LSU called the Livvy Fund, and it's to help girls out. And it's hard to get started with NIL. It's hard to know where to begin, and hopefully this will be a starting point, and we can help make a difference and help level out the playing field.
So what advice do you have for freshmen who are looking to begin?
I would say that you're more than your sport, and even if you have a bad day on the mat or a bad day on the field, that does not define you, that you are more than your sport.
And you like to have a little fun. I saw you at this Fanatics event. You dressed up like your boyfriend, #1 overall pick of LSU, Paul Skeens. Incredible picture, by the way. Rookie starter in the All-Star game. George, that's a big deal. But what has his response been to this documentary? And I've never seen him do a flip like that, just to say, to be honest.
He actually was in it. He was in Baton Rouge during the fall, and he is featured in the docuseries. And he had a lot of fun filming it with me. And he's excited to watch the finished product.
Yeah. And it's wonderful the moment that women's sports is having right now, isn't it?
Amazing. It's been super cool to watch it all unfold. And I think everyone should watch women's sports.
Okay. Well, we're in agreement. Give Monkey my best there at LSU.
Oh, for sure.
Okay, all right. I know she's basketball, you're gymnast, but still. The 6-part docuseries, The Money Game, is streaming now on Prime Video. You really want to check it out. And you really want to stay tuned for this, because coming up next here on Good Morning America, Matthew McConaughey is here to talk about safer schools. We have expert panels and more coming up.
Welcome back to GMA, live from Times Square.
I'm so happy to have this guy here. Welcome Academy Award-winning actor Matthew McConaughey. We are going to spend the next half hour talking about making America's schools safer. We have educators and parents here in our studio. Matthew, you announced the launch of this initiative, this Greenlights Grant, a while back. Tell everybody why you did it.
So, after the tragedy in Uvalde, a year later, the Bipartisan Safe Communities Act was passed. Billions of dollars were agreed to go into schools to help safen them physically, and also with mental health counselors. 4 or so months afterwards, Representative Tony Gonzalez from Texas, who one of his districts is Uvalde, calls Camilla and I and says, "Can I meet with y'all?" I said, "Sure." He goes, "I got 119 districts." He goes, "Like 12 have filed out of 119, and 0 have been granted." We looked around the nation, noticed that nobody was filing. These districts that needed it, no one was filing. So there was a big awareness problem. We were like, no one knows about this? No one knows that that money's there, number one. Then we had schools that, oh, we know, but we're not touching it because the grant writing process is way too difficult, too intimidating. I'm a superintendent, I'm teaching, I'm running the school, I'm running the PTA, I'm driving the bus. I don't have time or expertise to do this. So we said, there's a problem that needs to be fixed, because it was obvious one thing. The government wants these grants to be allocated. They want them to be spent. They want to see where the need is and allocate the money. So the Greenlight Grant Initiative is a connector between the schools in need, highest risk, lowest capacity schools, to the government agencies to say, we have proven our need for this money to help safen our schools. And that has not been an easy task. It's a lot of red tape. It's very complicated. We're simplifying that process so schools can be heard.
Let's show everyone how it's working.
Morning, everybody.
It has been a year since Matthew McConaughey and wife Camilla founded the Greenlights Grant Initiative.
Here we go.
It helps school districts nationwide locate and apply for federal grants.
That's money to pay for mental health resources and security.
The initiative has provided free grant writing services to 30 school districts, 4 of which secured more than $1 million in funding, made available by the historic Bipartisan Safer Communities Act. It was signed into law in June of 2022, a month after 19 students and 2 teachers were killed at Robb Elementary School in Uvalde, Texas, McConaughey's hometown.
We need background checks. We need to raise the minimum age to purchase an AR-15 rifle.
McConaughey's mission is already making an impact. One school district in Missouri credits the initiative with helping it secure a grant to improve school climate and culture. Just a month into their school year, a newly launched teacher-student walking club is already building momentum.
It makes a difference if kids feel seen and heard, and the impacts of that will extend far beyond this time and place in the lives of those young people.
Greenlight Grant Initiative is trained over 2,000 administrators. Yes. And as we heard George say in the piece, in 30 school districts. So what kind of programs are these grants funding in the schools?
So we have a community of over 20,000 districts. All right, that's because we have a webinar, which anyone at any time can go to Greenlights Grant Initiative.org and find out, how to navigate a grant. We've trained 2,000 different school districts and superintendents. We've assigned a grant writer physically to 225 schools. Now again, there's 2 main buckets. There's the safening of the school, physically safening, a word called hardening or what you want to call it, and then there's the mental health. We've crossed schools that had 1 mental health counselor for 3,000 students. The average in the U.S., which I just found out, was 1 mental health counselor for 750 students. I think we can all agree that's not enough. So, you're going to hear the story about the Missouri districts here shortly. We had a great ROI on that, $41,000 worth of a grant writer on them. They received $1.18 million to help safe their school and get more mental health counseling and stuff for their students, which is needed, and I think we all agree with that. So It's very complicated. There's a menu on these grants. I did not know. The different departments have a menu, and the schools let us know what they need, and we help them define that need to the government. And the government is going, please define it to me. We have the money. We want to give you the funds, but it's a competition. I did not know this. It is a competition. So that's what we need to do, is everyone hustle here and compete for these grants, because the best thing we can do is get them all allocated. Because they're going to run out by 2026. And y'all know what happens if they're not all spent by 2026. The money's going somewhere else. We prove the need. They spend the money, they will refund these things, and we'll keep making our schools safe.
That is so key. That is so key. And to see your passion about this, and I don't have to tell you about this, the CDC came out with new numbers that shows guns still the leading cause of death when it comes to children. You mentioned about the bipartisan act, which is great. What more would you like to see lawmakers do?
Okay. Look, let's be honest. The Greenlight Grant Initiative, is this the cure? Hell no. It's a solid step forward to prevent. No doubt about that. And it could be momentum, and we have to prove that it's going to work, and just prove how it's working, like I said, and get those funds allocated. Look, this is a continuous conversation. We just have a new conversation coming up after what happened in Georgia about what's the parent's responsibility. Well, let's admit it. To some extent, it starts at home with the parents. What's the first extension of the home? The schools. So teachers and superintendents, and communication between counselors, and communication with your local law enforcement for threat assessment. We can do a lot better as a community. So we're going to have to keep doing what we can on our own as parents, as teachers, as superintendents, as lawmakers, as grant writers, as universities out there who have had a couple partner with us, Arizona State and NYU. And as far as lawmakers, look, we can't get this issue put on the bottom of the deck. They got a lot to do. We have to keep this issue on top of the deck. It's still happening, tragically wise. We see it in our news feed and in our culture. It just happened again, and it will happen again in the future. We have to keep this subject with an edge to it. We have to keep it on top of our consciousness. Lawmakers, with enough pressure, it helps them keep it on top of their desk and do something about it. And hopefully keep refunding things like they did the Bipartisan Safer Communities Act. Because our job security, if this is the job to try to make schools safer, we have good job security for a long time.
And we're talking safer schools with Matthew McConaughey, and we're joined by two school superintendents who have been helped by his Greenlights Grant Initiative, Lori Barron from Evergreen, Montana, and Adam Eastwood from Leeton, Missouri. We also have two experts in education and human development, Dr. Sarah Lindstrom Johnson and Dr. Giselle Shorter. Thank you all for joining us in a very important conversation. Appreciate you being here. And Lori, let's start with you. We know you had to jump through hoops just to apply for a grant to pay for behavioral specialists in your district. You actually had to change the name of the school?
It was a process, yes, a very challenging process. And as Matthew noted earlier, this is a competition we shouldn't be in, right? All of our kids need funding, and we need supports for kids for physical, mental health, and safety across all of our schools. And we had already had a position in place. We were sharing earlier that we connect our families and students to resources they need. We know that if a student is hungry, doesn't have clothing, is afraid to go home, they really don't care about their math test. And so we were able to have a liaison in place that showed marked improvement. We had 69% improvement in academic achievement, 79% improvement in behavior, and an 82% improvement in attendance. And we want to keep that. And we didn't know how. And so through AASA, the National Superintendents Association, they connected us to the Greenlights Grant Initiative. And we applied, and we were just thrilled to receive someone. We're a small rural school, and we don't have the resources for grant writers. I write our grants. And so we got the grant written, super excited, ready to submit it, and it took us a month to even access the portals.
Wow.
The platforms were so complex, so many different websites, so many different requirements, and as you mentioned, our school is in our 121st year of operation. We have always been the Evergreen School District. We had to go to our bank and have our name changed and have it notarized and sent in so that whatever name they had in their database, they would allow us to apply. It's just been very challenging. The great news is Greenlight's held our hand the whole way. We had someone, I mean, we met multiple times a week. The hours that the staff put in, commendable. And we were able to submit in the 11th and a half hour, I think. We're still waiting to hear whether or not we receive the grant so that we can keep this position that is giving those really increased outcomes for kids.
Sarah, you have written 7 grants. Which are the programs that help the most?
So of the 7 grants that I was fortunate to work with and write with Greenlights last year, all of them asked for people. Schools, as Matthew noted earlier, currently we have a ratio of 1 school mental health professional per 750 students. We also know that the majority of law enforcement that are on school campuses don't have additional training in child and human development or how to work in educational systems. And so schools are asking for resources. They're having to cobble together resources from the federal government, like this initiative, from state programs, even from local community grants, to honestly keep the positions that a lot of times they already have. And so there's a constant struggle to even keep these positions, particularly when the funding ends. And so then the trick is, I'm a prevention scientist. I have access to dozens, if not more, evidence-based programs. These have been tested the same way we test medical devices and pills, and they work to prevent aggression and bullying and support social and emotional development. But if we don't have the people in the schools to do these programs, we're never going to make any impact.
Yes. And let's talk about Greenlights Grant Initiative's return on investment. I know they gave $40,000 to 4 school districts in Missouri, and through that, the district got $1.2 million in grants, which is amazing. And Adam, your district was one of them. So what are you using some of the funds for?
Yeah, good question. So I took over Superintendent of Schools July 1st, 2023, and one of the first things we did as an administrative team was to do a student-based audit, and it became evidently clear early on in the process that we lacked behavioral and mental health supports. So we went out and targeted a behavioral specialist and a school-to-home based social worker, and we've also invested in a K-12 curriculum-based for student needs, education.
And Giselle, I know you've also emphasized how important it is for students to have a trusted adult in their lives.
Absolutely. I mean, the science tells us that the response to chronic unbuffered stress and its impact, right? Adversity doesn't just happen to young people, it happens in their brain. It impacts how they show up in schools. I mean, I see the amen choir of teachers and educators, right? 1 young person, 2 young people in a school environment that are experiencing the kind of toxic stress and unbuffered, unmitigated stress can totally change the color, the feel of a school. And so a trusted adult offers not just the ability to see young people, but to deploy resources when they need them and in the ways that they need, right? And that creates an antidote to the cortisol, right? It literally is the oxytocin overload. It's the adult that can be a difference maker in a child's life.
Well, you all are difference makers, and we really appreciate you answering those questions. We're going to hear from the parents and teachers in our audience when we come back, so you stay right there. We have more GMA.
Welcome back to this special day on GMA. We are talking safer schools with Matthew McConaughey and our panel of educators. We have several parents and teachers here with us as well, including Matthew's wife, co-founder of the Greenlights Grant Initiative, Camilla Alvis. Camilla, thank you for coming in this morning. Good morning. You and Matthew have 3 children at home. Talk about what parents should think about as they send their kids to school.
Yes, we can't fail our kids. We can't fail our young adults. I think that every child should be able to go to school and feel safe at school.
That's great.
Every young adult should be able to walk into campus and feel safe. Every parent should be able to drop off their kids at school and not have to look over their shoulders and be worried about their safety.
Seems so simple, doesn't it?
It seems so simple. And the lawmakers really do need to work on make the grant process easier for the schools to be able to access these funds. They're already there. You know, everybody works so hard to pass laws, to put things in place to make it better. But if the schools cannot access the money, they can't make the change that they need on the ground.
Point, Great point. And we're going to take some questions from our audience. First, we're going to start with William, who's the director of NYC Men Teach at the City University of New York. William, what's your question?
Hi. Thank you all for being here first and foremost. I just wanted to pose a question. Do you all think that schools focus too much on security and not enough on the mental health needs of students?
Dr. Shorter, I'm going to let you take this one.
Oh, thanks. You know, there are all the stats. The number of schools that now have armed security, the hardening of schools, right? Because that's what we call it. But we actually know so much more about what is the antidote, right? So the ability of a trusting adult to see a young person, to attune to their academic, their social, emotional, and physical needs and well-being. That's actually the breeding ground for new skill development. How do you navigate conflict? How do you actually create physically and socially safe environments? And so safety is important. Every parent deserves the right to send their children to school and ensure that they are safe. And we actually have to create the kind of learning environments that foster healthy human development.
Yeah. All right. Now, Lori, we have next, a retired speech language pathologist. What is your question, ma'am?
Well, thanks for being here, and I'm very excited to be here too. How can parents and schools collaborate to help better build mental health awareness and safety in our schools?
Dr. Lindstrom Johnson, you want to take this one?
Sure. So I'm going to say something that maybe is a little outside the box, but most of school boards are elected in the United States. And so every parent does have a voice. And those school boards determine policy and how funds are spent. So we need our parents to advocate for what we call school climate. And so school climate is a safe environment, one where students are engaged in learning, and one where they have the supports that they need in order to be academically successful, but also address any challenges that they come in with. So that's a really important way. Then I would say the second way is, on the school end, is that schools need to recognize that parents know so much about their child. They know what works for their child, and importantly, they also know what's going on at home and in the community. So we were talking about adversity, and so the latest statistics are that a third of kids have one ACE, which is an adverse childhood experience that we know scientifically has the potential to negatively impact lifelong outcomes. And so there needs to be improved communication between parents and schools to maximize our ability to foster healthy, productive young adults.
Well, we need a lot more time with this. We don't have it right now. Matthew, thank you. Camilla, thanks to all the educators. They're a really important discussion this morning. We're so glad we could have it. Good job.